month long. Are you ready to rule the terrain on a 2023 Can-Am Defender, Commander, or Maverick? You call the play and score big with rebates up to $1,500 or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our Big Fall sale is underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Koppel. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Welcome in to We Talk Facts with 9-year NBA veteran and Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and two-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson. Talking and taking names in sports and day-to-day living. Sit back, relax, and join the show with 9-year NBA vet and Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and two-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson.
E-Strick and Sebo, the ball head nut. E-Strick in the building with him. There's a lot going on behind us. You guys can't see right now, but if you was here at 1040 O Street, you would know. But man, we got Canes, we got Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, we got the Mill, the Steel, whatever you want, it's in here. It's going down. It is the grand opening of 93.7 The Ticket, and but it's also a great opening right now for We Talk Facts, WTF. Harrison on the board. Class, what's going on? How are you today, my friend?
Well, today it might be about the money.
Hey, no, the NIL money? What kind of money? I need it.
What people don't get to experience is off the air antics. Now we got Amon Green coming in on the show. You know, just popped in on it. That's okay. He's got chicken.
Yeah,
you know, he's got wings.
Looks like we're just like mix it up a little bit.
He got rib tips.
Yeah.
But you know, this has been a fast week for me because I'm off tomorrow. I'm heading down to watch my son play some ball, and I get to watch my son play, and I get to watch the Huskers at the same time. So I'm super excited about the weekend. I get it started. Switch. We gonna do some switching right now.
Yeah, just switch those headsets around. We'll get everyone set up here.
There we go.
All right, so we got we good. Amon Green hopping in studio as well here.
I'm in. There we go.
Yeah,
there he is.
We good to go.
AG.
I can't hear. There we go. Yeah, we good to go. AG, welcome to joining us. It's WTF, and it's not the WTF you think. It's We Talk Facts. So don't you know?
I know.
I don't want you to cuss us out while you walk in the building.
I knew we cussed you out. WTF I knew that.
Yes.
Mon Green, legend, one of the greatest running backs to Grace Memorial Stadium, is joining us today. We're going to get into a good topic. We're going to go ahead and get started because, the time flies by. Great reopening, no, grand opening. They're going to do the scissors. They're going to do all of that, man. There's some wine being tossed around. Obviously, my guy came in here with the Mary Ellen's chicken, food for the soul, and the doggone potato salad with the mac. Good gosh, he's hurting my heart right now.
He's just going to do that right in front of me.
Right in front of us.
That's why I went and got my plate.
Not sharing.
In about an hour and a half, what's out there is going to be gone.
Well, I went and partook before I came in. I had a few, but I'm supposed to eat with my son after. Yeah, so I'm trying to maintain some hunger.
Well, here's the topic of the day. We're gonna get into what's the most important thing that you want to see when your kid goes to college. Amon, your kids ain't there yet, right?
No, they're past there.
They're graduated. You graduated.
Yeah, they all graduated.
But
went through the process.
We can do retroactively. Yeah, retroactively. And I got one more coming. So you got one on the way. I'm still in the mindset, right?
I got one coming and one on the way out. So,
it's a good subject though.
Great topic.
It's a good subject.
Is it being recruited? Is it the whole process of the recruitment process? What has changed in the recruitment process, do you think, from the yesterdays as opposed to today? And I got some thoughts on that. Is it the academics? Is it the culture? What do people expect, coming into a large program? What do they want? Playing time? Is it what the coach is saying to you matter? And then performing on what they say. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
So let me shape this question up again, because I think Eric I want people to kind of understand this. Now, Amon and Strick, you know what you know now. Mm-hmm. And if you had a kid right now going to college, because you got an advantage, because you done been through the process, you know what to expect, you know what to look for. What is the most important thing you're looking for when you're sending your kids to college and these people are recruiting your kid? Mm-hmm. Is it what do you want to hear? Is it the academics? Is it the culture? Is it PT? Is it the depth chart you want to see? Is it is it the opportunity to go pro after? Like, what is your mission? Because when I went to Nebraska, for instance, I'll just throw it out there. When I first met Toby Wright, he said, listen, I came here to go pro. That was his mission. Yeah. His mission was not about academics. Not to say that Toby wasn't smart, but I just clearly remember him going, listen, I'm trying to go pro. And that was a kind of a shock to me coming from where I came from and listen to everybody talk about, the talking points. It's like, you want to get your degree. You want to get your degree. And I knew there's guys that clearly was not about the degree, right? It was about, I need to get on this field so I could show what I could show and make this money. Yeah,
that's a fact. So what was it when because you were one of the highly touted in-state recruits of the day, and at that point,
what were they selling you on? What were they selling you on?
Or here in Nebraska or any other trip that I took?
Like your first, as a youth, you started to hear a lot of things about yourself. Then as you got a little older, when you're looking for a school, what was the sell for you?
What was the high school? So by the time I got to that age, I was at Central. Mm-hmm. I had transferred from North right after my sophomore year, junior year. And so by that time, Central was telling basically all upperclassmen, juniors and seniors included, was like, go to your guidance counselor office and start asking about the schools you want to go to. Be interested. If you got interest, write them down, go to your guidance counselor. Then the guidance counselor will tell you, it was like an application you could fill out online to start inquiring about schools. And this is before I started getting recruited. So this is before, because remember back then, I think it wasn't until after your last event of your junior year where they could actually reach out to you, colleges.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That was so they couldn't talk to me until my track meet after that if I went to state, or if it was my last, if I didn't qualify or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so by that time, it was more, what I was getting nailed in my head was academics. My grades got to be like this level, beyond what I already knew. Mm-hmm. I knew I had to have the physicals on whatever sport was going to be, because it was football, baseball, or track in my head at that time, junior year, because I knew football was like pretty much 95% my deal, but I knew I could play baseball. I knew I could run track. Mm-hmm. So after that was let me just focus on my grades.
Right.
Everything else, staying out of trouble, doing community service. I'd done that because I was a Boys and Girls Club kid. I would still go down there, hang out, mentor the kids from time to time, so I could put that on my my college resume. And so really it was just the academics, between, and then getting ready for the, prepping for the ACT and the SAT, making sure I passed those things.
If I can go.
Yes.
Because I clearly remember what sold me on what I got sold on. So I remember Coach Feynman, our football coach at Bellevue West.
I was about to say he wasn't here. I don't know that name.
What people don't realize is I did not grow up in Nebraska, so I didn't have that same type of Nebraska
connection to it,
love,
right?
Like Huskers.
I didn't know that for a long time too.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. When I found out you weren't,
I didn't know nothing about Mike Rozier and Turner Gill. Like I didn't know the history of Nebraska because when I came here as a freshman in high school, so I wasn't really into college football yet. I mean, I was into playing, but I just wasn't into knowing the history of college football.
The tradition, all that.
It wasn't until I was probably about junior or senior until I started to learn a little bit more about Nebraska, going to bowl games and everything. But Coach Feynman told me, "Hey, Clester," because I was looking at Iowa. I was looking at all different type of schools. Like, I want to go here, I want to go here. I want to visit all these schools. He's like, "Listen, Clester, when you get done playing football and you're a Husker, you may have opportunities that most people won't have. If you stay out of trouble, and you graduate, you will probably have opportunities for business or things like that because not everybody's gonna go pro. So what if you don't go pro? You got a shot after. So that's really what that got into my head. Like, yeah, man, what if I don't go pro? I can be around here and people know who I am. They may give me opportunities to work and stuff like that. So that's really kind of what I got sold on.
Yeah,
that's what got me.
It was a little bit of all that because academics to me were an important thing, and I knew that the academic, areas of Nebraska were strong. And then I only took one recruiting visit. I only came to Nebraska. I could have went all these other places, and I decided I knew where I was going to go, and a lot of that selling point that Clester alluded to was very similar to my thing. I knew that because my dad really broke it down to me, Amon and Cless, when I was a freshman, because my mind was already telling me I was going to one of them, football, basketball, or baseball. I knew I was going to one of them. And so with that in mind, the recruiting process to me was here. And what else helped in that is the Nebraska that year, prior to me coming, was like 9th ranked in the country.
Football or
basketball?
Basketball.
Yeah,
right.
They were they had gotten up into the top 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, wait a minute now, this right at home. And then I had the ability to watch the Fab Five. Fab Five.
We all did
up in Michigan.
Yes.
And so we had a nice group of us.
Class of 91.
Terrence, Andre Woolridge, Jerron.
Oh my God, yeah.
Y'all had your own Fab
We had
Five.
our own little, crew. So
Right.
we was like, shoot, let's create our own niche right
game
here.
recognized game.
And so that was one of the reasons as to why I came. So for you now, when you looked around the landscape of the day, right? Cultures.
And that was high. That was next on the list, probably.
What was the thought on that? What you saw?
So before I had 4 visits: Notre Dame, Michigan, Nebraska, Arizona.
Did you go to all of them?
And I went to all of them. And my 5th one was supposed to be
wow.
Penn State, but they wanted me to verbally commit before I took a trip.
Oh wow!
And by the time they were my 3rd trip,
It was true.
so my first trip was here, 2nd trip was Arizona, 3rd trip was Michigan, and my last trip was supposed to be Penn State, but it was going to be Notre Dame, Penn State.
So what was your top 2?
So out of all the visits became Nebraska and Arizona.
Oh wow!
Because of culture.
Okay.
And that's where I say that was number 2. They all had grades. They were top in D1 universities. Grades and classes, professors are there. So that's not a problem going to visit all those visits. So the culture at both places, and reason why I was one of the last scholarships handed out, because I was on the fence. Like Clester, I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
I grew up in Los Angeles, California, Pop Warner football.
Yeah.
Living between Crenshaw and Dorsey High School.
Right
now, 6 miles from USC,
Straight in the hood.
15 miles from UCLA. Then an hour and a half south from San Diego State, or go further up north, up in San Francisco area. Those colleges, San Jose, all that. So yeah, so when I same thing, kind of like Lester, I got into the culture between my freshman, sophomore year, junior year, get to know Nebraska sports, Nebraska football. I know the national titles, Buckets Award winners, Heisman Trophy winners. So I was a little bought in, but not like, oh, I'm gonna be a Husker right now.
Right.
Junior year, senior year.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Especially when I took the visits, and I took that Arizona visit. I had Charlie Camp because I would play linebacker. So he was their linebacker. Antoine Smith was their running back. He hosted me another day. And then also they threw Teddy Bruschi as one of my hosts. Had a good time hanging out. And then another crazy part, Arizona, Tucson, the state itself is touching California. So a lot of little dudes I played with in Little League were on, or I played against, were on this team. We're on the Wildcats roster. They're like, wait a minute, you played at Bowen Hills? You played at dude, I remember you, man. You were the, so I'm like, what's up, man?
Yeah, that commonality.
And remember at that time, Arizona was the Desert Swarm defense, ranked number 2 in the country behind y'all. So I'm like, okay. So that's one reason, because I go in there, that culture, I see the locker room, I see the team playing, watch the game, came back. And like I said, it was one of my first early visits, my second visit. So I was like, okay, I can't get all bought in now. I'm on a shopping spree right now.
Yeah.
I'm shopping. That's how my dad broke it down to me. He said, son, this is what it is. Because like when in LA, we used to do little hustles, make money for Christmas. We go sell popcorn and stuff.
Right.
So when we got to this point, he was like, all right, this is what it is. You're buying a new car. You're gonna go test drive it like I taught you. I said, yep. You're gonna kick the tires, you're gonna look under the hood. You're doing the same thing when you go to Lincoln. I mean, you go to Lincoln, you go to Tucson, you go to South Bend, and you go to Ann Arbor. You kicking the tires. You already know what you want for education, for a major. Now you got to see if this program, these coaches, you get to pick them, the ones you're gonna be with for the next 4 to 5 years. And once he laid it out like that, I said, oh, okay.
That's a beautiful thing.
There.
And so here's what I want to add to this is the times have changed, right? Because in our days, there was hierarchies, right? So let's be honest. You came into a hierarchy. You had, Lawrence Phillips.
Oh, yeah. You talking about that? Yes.
Yes.
100%.
So you knew that when you came, you're going to have to work your butt off. You're going to have to compete. You have the same thing. I have the same thing. There's a hierarchy that says that it's nothing given to me. I'm going to have to go and take it. The generations of the day, do you think it's the same or has it changed and shifted? Because it seems like the selling points is this is open for you. Here's a slot. We're offering this to you. So guys may be coming with a little bit different perspective today because this is where this is not when NIL, but this is where the transfer portal. Yeah. This is why it's so hot to me. What's your thoughts?
So I would say back in our day, and when I say our day, Amon obviously was our day.
Because we're only 2-3 years apart.
Yeah, we're only 2-3 years apart. It was hard to get away from Nebraska back then because they had so much success, and we were just now starting to get over the hump. So it was like blasphemous
if we left.
If you left the state at that time. It was very few guys got away because you had so much support from fans. And then you had, Coach Feynman had pressure on him. And I'm sure Coach McMenamin had pressure on him to get you to Nebraska.
100%.
I know he did.
Yeah.
I know he did because it's like, hey, listen, whenever you got a good player, and he wants to come to Nebraska, we want in good faith that you're gonna be sending. Exactly. It was like a unwritten pressure that was going on.
100%.
Now today, man, that's what's the word?
Gone.
That feeling, that feeling that I need to go there.
It's gone.
It's gone. It is truly gone, and it hurts my heart, man. It hurts my heart to see it. Because it's like, I never thought in a million years, after 40 years of just greatness, that all of a sudden it's like
mediocrity.
You got options, I didn't really think I had options. When I became a senior, it was like, everybody's like, you're going to Nebraska, right? Yeah. You're going to Nebraska, right?
Yeah, it was not a question.
They just need, they need all your guys in state to just kind of get them over the top. And when you look back, we look at them 95 team, 94 team, it was A lot of Nebraska
folks.
kids.
It was 90%. I did research.
Yeah.
In 1 year, this is when I believe Riley took over. I came to a game, and they gave me. I was able to get a big, thick like school program, like the one like basically for all athletics, but mostly football. And I went to the roster from 94, 95. I looked at that roster. It was like 96% of the roster was in-state players.
Yep.
I looked at that current roster when Mike Riley took over with like 14, 13, somewhere in there.
Shocked.
90% of the out-of-state players, majority of the roster.
It was
that
shocking.
means we only have like 20 Nebraska players.
It was shocking.
In-state players. And I was like, oh my goodness. That's
a huge problem. And so
that's the problem.
So this is something that I want to get into when we come back, because we're gonna have to take a quick break. But what I want to talk about is that issue, because I always believe that was a foundational component to what Nebraska was built on. And it's something that also transpired in basketball. So I want to talk about that, but also the recruitment was different today than it was then, because it was very regional dominated. So I want to get into that, because now with social media, it is totally expanded in a different way. We got to take a break, but what's
one more thing I want to throw in. You had two legendary coaches too. Like Danny Nee had kind of established himself. Coach Osborne, well established.
We already know.
That played a huge part in people making their decisions.
So yeah.
And that thing was gone.
So yeah, we'll definitely dig into that.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We're here on WTF on 93.7 The Ticket.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Hundreds of realtors in town.
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Drink locally and support local businesses during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 2nd through the 8th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Looking for a convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Now through October 13th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month. We've got over 2,400 locations with most open 24 hours. Join now to enjoy free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Whether you're new to a gym or a fitness pro, the Judgment-Free Zone is the place for you. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Deal ends October 13th. See Home Club for details.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of sprinkles early this morning. Otherwise, mainly sunny skies, a little bit breezy today, too. We'll see a high of around 72. Tonight, mainly clear skies, an overnight low of around 44. And tomorrow, a chance of showers early, then a little sunny, breezy, and much cooler tomorrow, high of just 57. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
Back on We Talk Facts, Strick sandwiched in between two greats of Nebraska football, and I'm glad about it. WTF, We Talk Facts every night on Thursdays from 6 to 7 is where you can find us. Hey, but listen, we've got Amon Green in the building, Clester Johnson. This is the difference between the days of old and now. A lot of the stuff has been very regional, right? Coaches now can jump on private planes and can get to you in quick, fast session.
Right.
Most of them used to get in the cars and hit the region and be riding out for hours, right? So that's the difference between the days of recruitment of the day as well as now. That change in that dynamic, has it made it better for the sports? Or do you think now with the social media age, there's other dynamics that are in play? What's your thought?
Like anything, everything evolves, right? And when you have a program that really depend on a certain style of ball, like we were power football, and when Bill Callahan came in, he
tried to make finesse.
He changed it.
He dropped
right?
the
West Coast, yes.
And I'm not sure if
blew it all the way up.
Nebraska being a Midwest team that really depend on big linemen, hard running backs, tight ends, blocking receivers. You know, we had such a drastic change. I'm not sure our culture ever caught up to it, right? We probably need to just evolve over time, you know, when I look back on it, because I remember Coach Osborne used to have like shotgun sets. Like we looked like a passing team, but we would run the rock out of that. We'd kill you.
You know that's why you came, Amon. You know that's why you came.
Direct snap to the running back.
You know that's why you came.
So
you was wildcatting.
And the thing about it is the run would open up the pass for us because you had teams that's coming up, getting in the box.
9 in the box, not 8.
Pressing us, right?
I
can't even imagine, like, how did Coach Osborne come up with schemes where there's 9 in the box And he designed a play where if everybody get their man, it's a touchdown. And that used to happen.
A lot.
That used to happen.
Too much.
And he would, you can go to film and you can directly see, well, hey, listen, if you just would have blocked a couple of seconds longer, your man got off of you and he made the tackle. So that's when we started to take a lot of pride in stock blocking and cut blocking. And so I just think so what I feel is we transitioned too fast as a Midwest team, and we probably could have did that a little better.
A little slower.
Yeah.
Same.
Like, I remember I'm in Green Bay at this time when Callahan came in, 2002, correct? The time in the year, 02, 03?
because Coach Soul is, I think, it's right around
that
time.
02, 03. I remember
04,
doing an interview
right
mid-season, and we had just, I had a early game in the week, or it was like a Monday night game or a Thursday night. I'm not sure. Thursday night games weren't around. But either way, I was able to come in for the weekend. And right before I came in for the game here, I got a call from ESPN. They wanted to do an interview about my Huskers and how they're doing and how they transitioning into the West Coast offense that Callahan brought in.
Right.
And me in my third year of the West Coast, fourth year, I'm saying to myself before the interview, I mean, before when I heard it happen, I'm already saying in my head, this is a problem. It took me 2.5 years as a 21-year-old that came out early to get this offense. So you telling me that you got 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds that got to learn what I know, verbiage-wise?
Yeah.
Between run and pass, not just all run, because we could count on both hands how many pass plays we had, Clester. From play action to actually going in the pass formation, like you said, out of shotgun and saying, "Oh, we're really throwing it," but we're not.
We're not.
So I knew before that interview, I prepped myself and I told the first couple questions they asked me, "What do you think this team is going to?" I said, "We don't have the athletes for it."
That part.
Like Clester said, we had run graders that would open the holes for running backs. Not hold their blocks for a quarterback to drop back 7 to 8 steps, read his progression, and then chuck it. No, we don't have those guys.
No.
We don't have the running backs that way yet. We do have athletes back there at running back that could probably adjust. And then wide receivers, we got stalking, blocking, cutting wide receivers. Guys are not even 6 foot, maybe.
That's right.
Maybe. I'm like, so no, they're like, and the guy, the person in the interview are like, wow. I'm like, yes, because I'm a pro.
You was real.
I'm in the pros
You wasn't
right now.
expecting that.
Right. I said, I'm in the NFL right now.
And it's still tough.
And it took me 3 years to get this. If I didn't get this, I was going to get cut. So I knew that. That was in the back of my head. These kids are on scholarship, so they know they're going to play eventually. But now it's like, oh my goodness. I came here learning that I know how to speak English, but I got to learn Mandarin real fast.
Yes.
That's what the West Coast
was.
Crazy. That's what the West Coast, you're submerged in it and you got to get it, and you don't get it. It's like, that's why you saw our Huskers struggle with Callahan. And then it just started the vicious cycle from there from each coaching staff.
Go ahead, break it down. You had.
So I was going to say,
let's tie it on to the recruiting.
So because that's a huge tie on to what I was going to say. So there's a lot of parents out there, and I want to thank everybody for watching the show right now. If you tuned in to WTF, you can shoot us some messages. You got some questions about what we're saying, please. We'd love to read some of that stuff if you have time, if you tuned in.
We do have one if you want to get to
go
it
ahead,
real
go ahead,
quick.
go ahead.
From Augie. Yep, we would have killed in the Big Ten in the 80s and 90s.
That's a fact.
And I agree 100% with that.
Even that matchup that Michigan thought they wanted, they didn't want that smoke.
No, they didn't.
They didn't want that
smoke.
No.
I got stories
promise
about
you
that.
They didn't.
We're going to come back to that.
I got stories for that. Yes.
So besides academics, because the politically correct thing to say is, okay, when I take my son or daughter to school, I want to look at the academics. Okay, but they're getting the scholarship for the sport, right?
Correct.
So what I'm looking for, number one, is obviously I would love to see the depth chart. And does this school fit the skill set of my child? Because sometimes you can send your kid somewhere and you just like, it just doesn't fit. Like, for instance,
I already know.
I'll say it, right? My son's a receiver. I thought
Cross the border.
I thought that they were going to make a transition at the school that he initially picked.
Wyoming.
Across the border.
Across the border. I thought that they were going to make some changes, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah. And they have the right to do whatever they want. But
they sold you to change.
We both said this is not a good fit.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Number one is it the right fit? Culture, are they winning? You know, that's a big deal. Are they winning? So
I put the net down.
He says, I think he wanted. Did he put the screen down?
Yeah,
or he wanted to shoot the camera out there.
I think he
wants the camera out there.
He wants the blanks
okay.
down.
Well, we got some grand opening stuff going on right in front of us, y'all. So excuse the distractions. We got some distractions going on.
We can keep talking.
Yeah, but we gonna talk through it.
But so
that's what
y'all understand what I'm saying?
100%.
Like
No,
does
100%.
this team fit what my son does?
Or daughter.
Or daughter.
Yep.
And is the culture right? See, I would interview some of the kids. Like,
100%.
honestly, I would like to talk to some of the kids, and I started to do that a little bit more. I wanted to sit in on a meeting. I wanted to see what the meetings are like. You know, what the interactions are like.
Yep.
Talk to people outside of your sons and daughters, direct coaches. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
And
that's
what about you?
And that's smart. So
they out there moonwalking.
I honestly would be number one. It was for me as a parent, because I went on visits with my daughters and my son. So as a parent, I was still in that neighborhood of academics. Yeah. But then right there next was the culture for me, because we got an education here in Nebraska, basketball, football, of what a culture looks like, a champion culture.
That's a fact.
Because I believe y'all were NIT right before you stepped out of here.
And Big Eight championship.
Right. So, but that was a culture that was either started right before you got here, but definitely once you got here, it became, it started to transcend because of what your mindset was. And then right with me, it was already up here.
Yeah.
So when I got here, my thing was my goals were on my sheet. That's something that a lot of my teammates didn't know, but I'll tell you now, I had a goal in my for my junior year to the time I got here as a freshman. My goal was to say whatever I got to do. Once I decided to come here, once I made the decision, my goal was to help this team, because they already had ballers. And I was, like you said, when you first started the show, you said that you got to earn your way. Yeah, I was 5th on the depth chart. I wasn't. Was I thought about? Yes.
Not for long.
But I wasn't the guy. But so in that mindset was, I'm going to do everything I need to do when I get on that field, whenever that time is, punt return, kickoff return, any of that, to help my team, help this team win, because they already got the pieces in place.
Yeah.
I'm just here as a support right now because I'm a freshman.
Right.
I'm a sophomore. So I knew my role.
Great perspective.
So that was my perspective as a freshman, because, guys, girls come in, I ain't starting, I'm low on the depth chart.
Right.
Then you creating another problem.
Right.
So I learned.
That was me.
Right.
He was ahead of the game. As a freshman, I didn't think that way.
And then
I wish I would have.
That was between my mom and dad and my brothers, who
Yeah.
That was them working on me as a young kid. So when I got to this level, I knew, okay, as a leader, sometimes I'm not going to be the guy, but I can still do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew that there was a hierarchy, and I understood that.
Yeah, I knew it was a hierarchy too, and I respected it. Right.
Right. So as a freshman, what the same mentality you took, I took on the basketball side of things. And I said to myself, listen, they've got scores, they've got shooters, but I'm going to defend like nobody ever defended.
Find your spot.
I found a niche, and that niche was going to get me on the field. I mean, on the court.
Right.
Yep.
It got me on the court. And so I was a lockdown dude, and I gave Pike and all those guys everything they wanted in practice. So then it's developing trust.
Yep.
That's the next step. You want to develop the trust. So when I'm looking at where the program's at. How can I be of impact if I inserted myself in it now and then visually looked and projected out for a few years? And then I would make a decision, then what could it do for me after and during in preparation for the next level? So those are the things that I would be looking for as far as in the process.
Harrison, you with us over there?
Yeah.
So Harrison, your future is upon you. You may have a child that's have the opportunity to get free money for school. What would you be looking for? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm always going to look at education, because you blow your knee out, then those NIL deals will vanish real quick.
Yes.
So yeah, for me, it's going to be 100% like culture. And then definitely the coaches. If he is kind of that athlete, or fine arts kind of kid, like the coaches are 100% going to matter. I got to believe that coach has that legitimate interest in my kid, not just another piece to try to build their own legacy.
That's good.
And you see that
This
a lot.
brought up a
That's
huge
good.
point.
Yeah,
That's
we
a good
didn't
point.
get down that.
We didn't even
that
go
road.
there, Harrison.
Yeah.
Because
That's a
that
good
does
one.
happen.
That's a good one.
They
right
look
there.
out for themselves.
Well,
as
Coach
opposed to
Osborne
your kid. That's
was
good.
that guy.
Mhm.
You know, he had a track record, I felt, of, you know, obviously nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect, but I really felt like he generally cared for all the players. And even today, I think he knows everybody's name who's ever played.
Yes.
Like
100%.
from first team to the scout team.
Yes.
You can walk in front of him and be like, well, hey, like he even know nicknames. I remember he used to call Dwayne Wiles Gangster. Hey, Gangster Wayne, how you doing?
Oh, that's all.
Hey, Lumpy. Hey, Lumpy. He called people Lumpy. And I'm like, oh, he knows nicknames.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy you want.
Yeah.
That's,
But
you don't
Gangster,
play.
that was a good
You'll
one.
play
That
for
was
him.
good.
You'll play for that dude.
No, that was the
But
one
he
thing you
did
could
that.
always say. He
Yeah.
would sit when he sat down in front of your parents, right?
Oh, yeah.
You knew that he was authentic.
Yeah, I know it's game over. I said, Mom, Dad, I got 3 more visits.
Yeah.
My mom was like, you going to Nebraska? I said,
Yeah.
Mom, hold up. I got to go Notre Dame and Michigan
That's right.
and Penn State at the time. She's like, I don't know. You going to Lincoln. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
But you know, back to our Huskers, you know, it's just tough today because I'm just every once in a while I reflect back on how it used to be and I go, you know, how did it get there? That's a whole nother show. And then I say to myself, will we ever get that feeling back? Will it ever come back?
It will.
That's a tough. That's
It's
tough.
just work has to get put in by the players. Period. Because I was just talking about this on my show yesterday.
When's enough?
When's
Like,
enough?
yeah,
What?
like-
What you mean?
Like
Define that.
when did is it a collective or a personal thing that you have to look at yourself and say, I'm tired?
When it's enough, it's personal. Because I know that happened in this locker room in '92. I know the stories.
Yes, it did.
The fights.
I
That
think
went
I told
amongst
you
the
about
players-
that. You did
tell
amongst
me.
the players.
I think I told you about that.
The
yes.
fights amongst the players.
Yeah, absolutely.
That said, you know what? I'm tired of this. Bleep losing.
There was some come to Jesus
I'm
moments.
tired of referees deciding the games on us. We need to start shaping up and shipping out.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Michael Irvin did when Jimmy Johnson got to Dallas.
Mhm.
He made a list of players, said these players need to go.
Mm.
And that's what happened in the Husker locker room. I heard about it.
Well, and
You know?
internal conflicts with the players.
With the
Because
players,
sometimes
right.
when you bring in a lot of alphas,
Yeah.
right, you have to know your place,
Yeah.
right? And you have to not cross the line. And when people were doing that amongst each other, it created lack of trust among your players. So,
Right.
so it's hard to play with somebody you don't like. Right?
Yeah.
It's
So-
very hard.
Now you
We-
can do
we-
it.
So
We need to wrap it up.
You can do
I'll
it.
say this. I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
So by the time I got here,
Yeah.
it was there.
It,
So I
it
came
was
in
way
as
better.
I came in as a freshman.
Way better.
I already
It was
knew the
already
tone.
established.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
I was
way
like,
better.
oh, I need to show up to practice on time.
Yeah.
Ready to practice. I need to show up in the meeting room ready to take notes or pay
Yes.
attention.
Yes.
Because if not, I'm not seeing the field.
Right.
That's a great
Absolutely.
point.
So now you can continue.
No, well, we got to take a break.
No, we'll
'cause
take a break.
Oh, okay.
What we want to do is we want to get back and because obviously they're heading out to Champagne.
Yeah, we got to get on that.
We're not drinking champagne, but
Right.
we're heading out to Champagne.
That's right.
And we want to talk about the Illinois game and the prospect
Man, I got
coming
my
out of
food
the
right
Michigan and into the Illinois game. We'll do that on WTF when we get back. Right.
WTF.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
What is Kasasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union? It's more. More earning, more freedom, more rewards. With Kasasa Cash, you earn up to 5.5% APY, and your rewards begin instantly from a penny up to $40,000, all without monthly service fees. Plus, Kasasa Cash at Liberty First Credit Union gives you more ATMs nationwide. When you want more, you want Kasasa Cash. Visit libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Account qualifications apply.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
All right, we got about 7 minutes left in this segment. The Huskers head out to Champaign, Illinois to deal with the Fighting Illini. Tough loss last week. Perspective on what you saw last week and on this week, what you would hope to see.
First time this year, I saw some inconsistency, and the inconsistency was in the defense. The defense have been pretty strong. The offense have been what it is. Looking for that identity, looking for some consistency, and sometimes that takes a while. But that defense had been strong. I didn't see that coming against Michigan. I thought that they would put up a fight at home, and I thought they would try to keep it between 14 and 21, and they didn't do it.
Okay.
So I thought they were going to be strong against Michigan, which would give them momentum when they go on the road for Illinois. Now I don't know. Like, I don't know. Illinois is not that good of a team. The teams that they've beat, like Florida Atlantic, like they barely beat them, like 23-19. But, you know, whenever the Huskers come to town, I don't care what anybody say. The Huskers still have a name. So when they come to town, the teams are going to automatically get up for them.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping Nebraska does, they need some good things to happen early. They need to go in and take the crowd out of the mix.
That's home game.
They need to go get
a
quick. They need to get a quick 7-10 points and get it out in front of Illinois. Get that crowd, and then they'll be able to operate and do what they need to do. If they don't, if they get behind the 8-ball really fast, it may be a long night.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Yeah. What Clester said right there, I agree. Being on the road, you got to gather the momentum from the home team.
Absolutely.
So take that win out of the cells right away. Don't give them no gifts, turnovers, mistakes, no gifts.
Yeah.
Because you're
Getting
on the road
behind
already.
the chains
You're already on the
regularly,
road. So
right.
no gifts, and get the offense rolling. And defense, like I agree. Defense, obviously going against the number 2 team, a run heavy. They in 12 set already.
Yeah.
Two tight ends to run running back all day.
Yeah.
So Belima, same mindset. He is a run-oriented coach. I watched him in Wisconsin when he was up there. So he likes to take the clock by running the game and then eventually play action over the top. So with that standpoint, like I said, give them no errors. You're on the road and make their offense. So they can slow down their offense. Like Clester mentioned, 23-17 against Florida Atlantic. Toledo, they only beat by 2 points.
Correct.
So this is a winnable game. Come
Very
in there.
winnable.
You got to, with any game, win or lose, like they did, regardless of loss, turn the page for Michigan.
Both teams just got beat bad, right?
Right.
We just got beat bad by Michigan, and they just got beat bad by Purdue, right? 44-7. So what team?
44-19.
44-19. So I'm very curious to see what team is going to get out of their slump and say, listen, we got an opportunity.
And it's what we've been talking about for the last hour is the today athlete. Can today's athlete shake 44-19?
That part.
41-7.
The mind.
Because that's what we had mastered.
Yeah.
We not only had the mental mastered, we had the physical mastered because we basically bludgeoned people during those years. So that's where I see them winning this game, but they got to do those things.
Now, what I heard from Coach Rule is what I really like. So this is what gave me some positivity. He took the onus. He took full responsibility, which we were not
hearing.
A good
coach needs to do that.
We weren't hearing that from previous coaches.
Correct.
So that's the first thing. Like, it's
Correct.
on me that they don't go out there and handle business. He's like, we got guys that are going to play on Sunday, and now they need to show that they are Sunday players. We got guys who can wreck shop on defense. We got guys who can make plays on offense. They got to go out and do it. And it's up to me to get them in the right mind frame to do it. So can he do it? Will these kids step up and go, you know what? I have to do my part.
Yep.
Well, that's the part that you want to hope to see when they go out to Illinois is the turning of the page, the mental blocks, the wash it away and go and focus on the next task at hand. This could be the determining factor as to how this team goes the rest of the year.
7 or 8
This is a big
what
game.
I say.
It's a big game for them.
To all
do
those
that.
Husker fans out there that are just so pessimistic, because I understand the pessimism. But what I'm saying is, I believe, based off of what Coach Rule is saying, because he's taking responsibility, number one,
You got to do that.
is that if they win this Illinois game, Strick, I think they got potential for 7 or 8. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you heard it here, Amon.
Yeah, I called it a bowl game season for me.
Bowl game season.
They're going to
Which
be
mean
bowl
they get
game
to
eligible.
6. They got to get to 6.
Yeah, at
I'm
least to
calling that.
6.
Yeah.
I called it before the season kicked off.
Well, this is definitely one of those games that could take you even to the 6 or above. They've got a great opportunity on the road to show their mental and their mettle, and we'll see. But we're WTF. We Talk Facts. We'll be back next Thursday. Thank you, Amon, for joining us on the show today.
AG.
You are always
Big
welcome.
bros.
You're always
AG.
welcome.
Big bros in the house.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame of Green Bay. Hey, we need to vote this man in the Hall of Fame.
That
Pro
part.
Football Hall of Fame. I think
Eventually.
you're already in the Green Bay Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's time for pro football to step up.
Yep.
Well, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace. We out.
Wear that jacket.